The Courier Mail now. Let's go to Queensland. Frontline headline. Premier's backflip on corruption body. Integrity is viable. We're allowed a corruption body after all. Are you kidding me? A clearinghouse for corruption tip-offs and complaints deemed unviable just 5 weeks ago will now be turned into reality, with Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk confirming the state government was back on board with the ditched Drake review recommendation. In early August, the government announced the clearinghouse was too expensive to set up. Yeah, cracking down on corruption can be very costly. Instead, choosing a one-stop web form. This was thoroughly investigated but was found to be unviable both financially and technologically, said Ms. Palaszczuk at the time. Well, there you go. All of a sudden it's viable and Queensland is getting an anti-corruption body. How exciting.
I just love the word imagery in this article, a clearinghouse for corruption tip-offs. You get this picture of this massive warehouse just
I know.
Corruption. Is it that bad in Queensland?
Just someone sitting back there going, they're coming in thick and
But
fast.
speaking of the imagery, I thought this crook from the chook, also on the front page of the Courier Mail, was in regards to Anastasia Palaszczuk, which many people like to refer to as Palaszczuk.
No, but it's something just as awful, actually.
Oh, indeed. A Listeria-tainted chicken products could be in commercial kitchens in hospitals, nursing homes and cafe. Chief Health Officer John Gerard has revealed as experts hone in on the source of one of 3 outbreaks. Well, that's serious. That is very serious stuff. If you're in Queensland and you've eaten some chicken, maybe say your prayers. And lastly, just before we go to a break, thin line of volunteers. This is with regards to fireys in Queensland. Experienced rural firefighters have left the service in droves, with fears the dwindling number of volunteers will struggle to cope with the challenging bushfire season ahead. A senior brigade member has warned. This is really, really troubling, considering this is... bushfires are
coming into that season.
Queensland is a hotspot.
It's a serious problem because you don't get people volunteering in the same way they used to anymore. I think part of that is we don't have the same sense of community that we once had. We've all become a little more insular. And part of that is because we are more connected than we've ever been, but we're not necessarily connected to the people who live next door to us. We're connected to people on the other side of the world. I'm just not sure how you rekindle that, because without rekindling that, all the things that this country and many others that have been built on, the CFS, the SES, other volunteer services, the St John's ambulance service, what are we going to do without all these
I tell you,
people?
they did their best to destroy volunteering by introducing mandates that were unnecessary in the last couple of years.